want to get into the what was the
unchecked feminine spirit?
The unchecked feminine
spirit.
spirit.
Let's go back
talk
to
about that.
It's so true because no society, I don't know if you know this, but this is like historically a fact. No great society has ever survived the sexual liberation of women. Have been sexual revolutions throughout the Islamic world, in Europe in the 1500s. We had ours in the 1960s. No great society has ever been able to reverse that decline once it starts. So the problem with the, the unchecked female spirit, it's not just that, the feminine is the chaotic and the masculine is the order. The problem is that in order for that feminine spirit to manifest throughout society, that presupposes that men have become weak, because no woman who ever feels romantically or sexually fulfilled as a woman in society would ever feel the need to strike down the man. So what happens as men become weaker because of a decadent society, they don't actually embody that same masculine spirit. They become basically like a caricature of that, or like a shadow of that. And when women don't have that actual force in their lives, they resent it, whether it's because their fathers didn't do the job properly, their boyfriends didn't do the job properly, their husbands, whatever. And so that's what they're rebelling against. And so it's not just to say that, women are crazy. It's that women are allowed to become crazy because men have become weak. And so that's the problem with this sort of like unchecked spirit, is once you've got a generation of weak men, and then, these emancipated females, you'll have single motherhood households, for example, and men literally are raised to learn that their survival is dependent upon like a female's approval of them, or like a woman's approval of them. And so, they go throughout their whole life and they start simping because they're like, they've been trained, because they grew up with a single mom, just, I have to, be really nice to this girl, and I'll be Prince Charming, and then she's going to like me. And this is why Gaston is so important, and why we chose him to sort of illustrate this whole thing that we've been seeing in the West for the last few generations.
So here's a question, something I've been thinking about. Do you think that the Hollywood narrative that has been around for quite a few decades now, that we see in film, TV, just the idea of romance and what love and marriage should look like, right? Do you think that has had a really big impact on the way that women view marriage? Because this is kind of, I guess it's controversial, but I actually think that women should not approach marriage with the primary focus on love. Mm-hmm. I actually think that is detrimental to women, to think that there is this white knight in shining armor who is romantic and who adores you and who loves you. I don't think that is the foundational recipe for a healthy lifelong marriage that is going to be good for society. Yeah. So like you see a lot of, it's been going on for decades, just this idea of what love is and what marriage should look like. And I think Hollywood, the mainstream culture, has infiltrated our thoughts on marriage so much that the women have a misunderstanding of what marriage should be.
Yeah, and then they feel unfulfilled. And I think it's now like 2/3 of divorces are initiated by women because we have no fault divorce laws. And so literally...
And women cheat on men more than the other way around.
Oh, all the time.
Yeah.
And because they just feel...
Yes.
That is... Yeah. Oh, yeah. Everything that you've ever seen in media where like, the girl's heartbroken because he cheated on me. Women cheat so much more than men. Yeah, and when they cheat, sad. It's worse.
Yes.
Because when a man cheats, it's just like, I'm a guy, it can literally mean nothing. But when a woman cheats, it's because she doesn't respect her husband.
Right. Because biologically it's different. Like men want to just spread their seed, right?
Wait, so this is what... Okay, so I was on Netflix yesterday and I was watching... do you know who Ali Wong is?
Yeah.
Ali Wong, she has her newest comedy special. And she talked about this. She says when men cheat, it's expected, but when women cheat, it's this whole big deal.
I think it's totally different.
Yeah, but she was saying, she was like, men don't want women who are in positions of power, who get a lot of respect, who have a lot of money. Boys don't want that either. And I'm saying, wait. If I'm a young dude, why would I not be attracted to a woman who has power, money, and respect? Like that means I barely have to put anything into the relationship other than the physicality of it.
But that's the problem, because as a woman, she's always going to be seeking upwards.
Yes.
Right,
so
right.
If you're not able to provide to her like a greater level of something, because woman's purpose is basically, this is why your audience isn't going to like me. Like a woman is...
No, but you say everything that Gina will say.
It's true.
Yeah, I probably have said this. What are you
a woman is fulfilled through validation that she gets by being partnered to a man. Like a man is validated by his mission.
Yes, a man and family. Absolutely.
Exactly. And the woman is validated by saying, this man has this great mission and he's very successful and he's well liked and I'm his woman. That's her whole purpose.
Which is why Gaston and Belle that is the storyline.
Exactly.
Yeah, because she
that.
rejects that. Yes,
exactly.
she
Belle's
rejects
just
it.
been neglected by her father for pretty much her whole life, right?
He's considered to be this old goofball in the community. The mom is not present, and she rebels against his failed authority over her by basically becoming involved in this sort of like a trans species relationship with the beast. Who, remember, we know as the audience that he was a human. She doesn't know that. She thinks she's literally like dating this like wolf creature. So
Yeah, and she would rather have dominion over him than
Exactly.
submit to Gaston.
exactly, yeah.
Yeah, and
She should have been probably burned at the stake, to be honest.
What if
but-
Belle's father was like a lumberjack instead of an inventor?
well, then she probably would have been attracted
an
to
inventor
Gaston.
too? Think about that too. This is right at the dawn of the Industrial Revolution, right?
Right.
Gaston understands that his rural agrarian town is going to be usurped by this industrial technology and all. He doesn't want that. It's the same reason that the South didn't want to be partnered with the North anymore in the Civil War. They understood that the cultures were just different. The South had a much more leisurely, kind of laid-back culture, and the North was much more industrialized. And they knew that if they continued to go down that route, then one was going to usurp the other. Gaston understood this, which is
Yes.
why he had Maurice thrown into the insane asylum.
Right. Yeah.
Oh
And,
my
and
God.
You know what Gaston did a lot, Mike?
What?
He drank raw eggs.
I'm not. What's with this obsession that you
gotta
people want me
drink
to
raw
drink
egg
raw eggs?
nationalism.
It's true.
Oh God.